Hey guys, this is Phyllis from Haasbot Software. I'm going to give you an overview of our flagship bot type, which is the trade bot. Basically, the trade bot is by far the most used bot that we have. It's very, very flexible. And yeah, so we can basically go through it. So when you create a trade bot, you can set it up on any exchange that you have connected to in the API. So basically, you just go to settings, API drivers. First, you have to enable the ones that you want to at least monitor the prices from. And once you select them, you can go ahead and add the API keys. So the ones that say disconnect already entered the API keys, and the ones that say connect, there is no API key, but I can monitor the price. So when we create a trade bot, obviously you can choose the exchange that you want it to run on. For this, I'll use Coinbase. We can just give it a name, Coinbase trade bot. And then you can select the currency pair that that exchange supports. So we'll do USD Bitcoin, and you can just create it. So basically, when you create a bot, you want to open it. And you have a lot of settings that you can set. So the first thing you want to do is always go to the trade settings, and you have the amount, your current position, last buy price, last sold price. If you want to force market orders, you can. If you want to use spread orders, you can. You can change how the amount that it trades. You can use a fixed amount, which you write down here. You can do all in, which is used as 95% for that specific position. And you can do a percentage. So for fixed amount, and then also the most important thing you really need to do is to say when you add an amount, you need to decide the position. The position is whether or not you have, especially for this currency pair, the position is like if I'm bought, that means I'm holding Bitcoin, and if I'm sold, that means I have USD. So actually then it'll show you the amount that you have relative to whatever the base pair is, so it's Bitcoin. So say we just need this so that the bot knows what to do first. So we'll just say we're bought, that means we have Bitcoin, that means our next move will be to sell it. If we are sold, that means that I have US dollars, and that the next move will be to buy Bitcoin with those US dollars. But we'll do bought for now, and once you save that, everything will be cool. So basically, yeah. And then those are basically the main settings, and I can go through each component of a trade bot. We have safeties, indicators, and insurances. So basically, you generally want to create your indicators first. You can add one or more indicators. So say I just wanted to use RSI, and if I add, say, another indicator, like I can actually do like double RSI if I want, and I can change the values of each RSI. You can have as many as you want, but for a typical indicator, both indicators must agree on the same trade signal in order for a trade signal to get sent to an insurance. The way that our bot works is that if you have insurances, basically when one or more indicators says, for example, buy, it'll get checked by the insurance. So if you have an insurance, say like overcome the fee costs, if that trade does not cover at least the fees of the last trade that it made, then it'll block that trade. And the same goes for basically any of these. So say if you're avoiding walls, if there's currently a wall there, then it'll block trades. If there's not, it'll allow it. And then some of these are just special conditions. And say if you use the new market trends insurance, like say if it's sideways, say if I want this bot to only run when the market's sideways, then it'll check the market sideways through how it works, and then if it is sideways, then it'll allow trades. If it's not, it'll disallow trades. So the important thing to know is that safeties, this does not apply. So when a safety gets triggered, it will automatically sell or buy. It doesn't matter what the insurances say or the indicators. And basically, while a safety is active, the indicators will not trade at all. So it'll block trades from the indicators, which is very, very useful. So say, hypothetically, we can just set up RSI. Say I want one at 10 minutes, that's fine. And then say I want one at 15 minutes. So that so that when both RSIs, are giving both the buy signal, then that'll get sent to insurance if I have one. And if insurance is okay with it, then that order will be executed on the exchange. And say for like a safety, I can give an example. We have a bunch of safeties, but basically if you want to use something like dynamic drop loss, which is used a lot, you can do that. Say we do 99% over 120 minutes. We can go ahead and do that, see what it looks like. And yeah, so basically if this safety is active, if the price drops 1% over 2 hours, during that period of time, while it's that is enforced, the indicators will not trade at all. It'll just sell and it'll block those trades until the price is adjusted or the price goes up. Then it'll allow the indicator to trade, which is good because if the market drops by a substantial amount, RSI will try to buy, usually when there's a big sharp drop. So you want to, this allows it until that price to recalculate until it's stabilized, then it'll go ahead and buy again and then trade the way you want it to. Overall, I can just go through the safeties first. We have quite a few. We have dynamic drop loss, dynamic roof in, dynamic roof out, forced bought to bought position, forced bought to sold position, last buy percentage drop loss, last buy price drop loss, reset last buy and sell prices, static drop loss, static roof in, and static roof out. You can go through the wiki and you can figure out what exactly each one of those does. The same goes for indicators. We have something like over 50 of them. Yeah, starting from like a rune oscillator, awesome oscillator, B-bands, percentage B. You can just go through the list. We have fractals, we have EMA, we have Keltner channels, PPO, tricks, TIMA, etc. We have basically a lot of moving averages and a lot of RSI-based indicators, which is really useful in general. So yeah, I mean, you can combine as many as you want. Our master indicators are a little bit different. Just like indicators, you need, if you have more than one, that you need both of them in order to agree on the same trade signal. With master indicators, the ones that you select as master, those operate on their own, so they do not have to agree with other indicators. So say if I had two RSI on the indicator side and say like, I don't know, MACD histogram on the master indicator, the MACD histogram does not have to agree with the RSIs. So you can make this as, this allows for a lot of flexibility, and you can really tailor the bots to exactly the way you want it to trade. So that's basically it. Yeah, if you have any questions, obviously you can reach us on our forum, and best of luck and happy trading.